You all know the names Sting, Paul McCartney. Let me introduce you to the man who introduced them to you by way of concert stages filled with entertainment provided by Danny Zelisko. And Danny Zelisko has presented just about everybody. For how many years now, Dan?
This is over 46 now. 1974 was the first one here.
Okay, you've told me this story so many times, but maybe these folks haven't heard it. The first act that you ever booked on a stage, and how much did you make?
Well, you're not going to probably know it. It's John McLaughlin and the Mahavishnu Orchestra in Tucson. I paid them $3,500 for a 23-piece orchestra that only drew 1,000 people out of 2,200, and I charged $5.50 a ticket. I think I lost about $3,000 doing that show. And then after that, a couple weeks later, I had Herbie Hancock down at Symphony Hall. That was the first Phoenix show, and I actually broke even on that one. But I don't know how anybody broke even and got paid when tickets were $6 and $7, and that's what they were then.
Yeah, so the Zelisko family said, Danny, listen, when you grow up, what is it you want to do with your life that's really solid, dependable, and you can actually fall back on any time that you need this career? And you said, I want to produce pop music concerts in different parts of the world.
Well, it's interesting. At one point, I bought one of those things from a person who was going to teach me how to become an airline attendant or a guy that worked at the counter at the airport. That didn't work out. I tried maintenance. That didn't work out. In fact, Pat, I got fired from this guy. I hope he's watching too, by the way. I got fired from a guy who had a cleaning service, and I had to take off those 2 days for doing those two shows in June of 1974. And when I did the Herbie show on June 21st, the next day, he told me I was fired because I took 2 days off from cleaning doctors' offices and hypodermic needles and garbage cans. And anyway, I'm glad he fired me.
Yeah, but Dan, I hate to bring you the bad news, but all of those people you're talking about in all of those fields, they're still working. And their careers are still happening, and yours isn't. The concert production business and the booking business, of course, isn't going on because of COVID-19. So your prediction about when it comes back?
Well, I can't give you a timeline any better than anybody else. I wish I had the magic answer, but, I think when people feel comfortable going out and sitting next to each other in a space is going to determine when that happens. Will it happen this year? I hope so, but I'm not betting on it right now. I'm hoping first quarter of next year we get to forget about 2020 and move forward. That's our hope right now.
But you had Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons for a number of concerts already booked, already established. How many?
Probably in excess of 100. I haven't even done the painful thing of actually counting, but it's a list this long. I mean, Pat, I'm living in alternative parallel realities. I look at my calendar and I see all the stuff that I booked, then the stuff that got moved on top of it to move the other stuff. We're all the way into the end of next year as far as rescheduling shows, because with a lot of these tours, these people, it's like moving an army. It's like moving a village from town to town. So they've got to have time in advance to make sure everything's cleared and ready to go. So right now I'm thinking, I'm hoping for the beginning of next year, and we'll find out here soon enough if we get the proper abilities to diagnose people as they're coming in. Say, you might have this, maybe you should step aside. And for the most part, everybody's good. It's just those one or two bad ones, that can't help it and don't know it. That's the thing we've all got to be careful of right now.
You've booked shows, though, with the biggest stars in the world, and you've gotten closely acquainted with them on a personal basis. I know that. I've never asked you this. What one single performer would you pay to see?
Boy, I'll tell you what, the last one I paid for was Led Zeppelin in 2007. Danielle, my daughter, and I went to London to see that one performance that they did. So the manager says, who are you bringing with you? And I said, well, my wife gave my daughter her ticket. So he goes, your daughter's coming? Oh, yeah. He goes, tell her ticket's free. Really? You're paying $5,000 for yours. That's the last time I bought a ticket to a show.
Oh, but what a memory, huh?
What a memory. And I also bought tickets for David Gilmour's show in Chicago. He played at the auditorium a few years back. But
Okay,
not
listen,
too many.
The conversations are always far too short, particularly when we're talking with Danny Zelisko. As Pat McMahon presents Danny Zelisko, one quick question and one quick answer. Is Phoenix a good music concert town?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's no question about it. Over the years, it's turned into a real great stop for almost every major tour. There's very few tours that go out that don't play here. And the reason for that is there's a lot of people here who love great music.
Danny Zelisko has just presented himself on the Arizona Daily Mix. And I thank you, Daniel. Back in a moment.
Have a great day, Ted.